Have you ever met someone who completely changed your life in a way you never expected? For Catherine, a successful businesswoman with a life many would envy, that person was a homeless man she passed every day on her way to work. This isn't just a story about charity. It's a story about how a simple act of human connection can transform everything. Catherine lived a life of luxury. She had a sprawling penthouse, a high-powered job, and a schedule packed with meetings and social events. From the outside, she had it all. But on the inside, she felt an emptiness she couldn't quite name. A feeling that something profound was missing from her perfectly curated life. Every morning, on her commute, she would see him. A man sitting on the same corner, with a weathered face and clothes that had seen better days. At first, like many, she would hurry past, avoiding eye contact, lost in her own world of deadlines and stock prices. To her, he was just part of the city's background noise. One particularly cold morning, something shifted. It was pouring rain, and Catherine was rushing to a crucial meeting, her umbrella barely shielding her from the downpour. As she passed the corner, she saw him shivering, with only a thin, soaked blanket for protection. For the first time, she didn't just see a homeless man, she saw a human being in distress. On impulse, she stopped. She bought him a hot coffee and a warm meal from a nearby cafe. He looked up, his eyes filled with a gratitude so deep it startled her. He introduced himself as John. They spoke for a few minutes, a brief exchange in the middle of a bustling city. That small act of kindness, that short conversation, planted a seed. Catherine couldn't stop thinking about John. The next day, she stopped again, this time with a new blanket and a sandwich. They talked for longer. She learned about his life, how a series of misfortunes had led him to the streets. He wasn't just a statistic. He had a story, dreams, and a past. He had once been a carpenter, a husband, and a father. These daily conversations became the most important part of Catherine's day. John never asked for anything, but he offered something she hadn't realized she was starving for: genuine human connection. He listened to her talk about the pressures of her job, the superficiality of her social circle, things she never shared with anyone else. In a world where everyone wanted something from her, John just wanted her company. John had a perspective on life that was completely foreign to Catherine. He found joy in the simplest things: the warmth of the sun, a kind word from a stranger, the taste of a hot meal. He spoke about resilience, about finding strength in the face of absolute hardship. He taught her that wealth wasn't measured in bank accounts, but in relationships and moments of shared humanity. Catherine started to see the world through his eyes. Her fancy dinners felt hollow. Her expensive possessions seemed meaningless. The emptiness she had felt for so long was being filled, not with more things, but with empathy and purpose. Inspired by John, Catherine decided to use her resources to make a real difference. She started by helping him. She found him a place in a shelter, helped him get new clothes, and connected him with resources to get back on his feet. With her support and his own unwavering spirit, John began to rebuild his life. He started working odd jobs, saving money, and eventually, he was able to rent a small apartment. But Catherine didn't stop there. She realized her true calling wasn't just climbing the corporate ladder, it was building a ladder for others. She established a foundation dedicated to helping the homeless population in her city. The foundation provided not just food and shelter, but also job training, mental health support, and a pathway back to a stable life. She poured the same energy and business acumen that had made her a millionaire into her new passion. Her foundation grew, helping thousands of people just like John. Catherine found a joy and fulfillment that her old life could never provide. She was no longer just a businesswoman. She was a changemaker. Years later, Catherine's life is unrecognizable. She still has wealth, but she measures her success differently now. Her penthouse is often filled with volunteers and community leaders, planning their next initiative. And John, he is one of her most trusted partners at the foundation, a living testament to the power of a second chance. He now dedicates his life to helping others find their way off the streets. This incredible story reminds us that our lives can be changed by the most unexpected people. John, a man who had nothing, gave Catherine the greatest gift of all: a new perspective and a new purpose. It shows us that kindness is a currency more valuable than money, and that true wealth lies in what we give, not what we have. Sometimes, all it takes is one person, one moment of connection, to change the entire trajectory of our lives. It reminds us to look beyond our own bubbles, to see the humanity in everyone around us, and to never underestimate the impact of a simple, kind act. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, please please give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need to hear it. And don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories like this one. We'll see you in the next video.